Hi everyone, this is Ivan with ExplosiveMarketer.com and I want to welcome you back. This is video number 2. So on today's video, I'm going to show you how to target and create laser focused premium homebuyer audiences on Facebook. That way you can attract your ideal customer and you can attract the type of leads that are highly likely to convert into an actual buyer, which is our main goal. So just to recap a little bit, on the first video, I went over the potential and that you're only limited by your budget on how many leads you want to generate. So I showed you the setup necessary that you need so that you're able to convert as many of these leads as possible. One of the biggest challenges that we face when we're generating Facebook leads is that people have never met us. And it's actually a challenge every single day. When somebody walks into your open house, they have probably never met you. So one of the tricks that we use is to try to get the trust of the prospects very quickly. So the fastest way to gain credibility, authority, and ultimately trust and make sure that the customer feels 100% comfortable that we're gonna get the job done for them is by putting marketing out there that is going to perceive us as somebody who is a local expert in the area, somebody who knows about real estate, and somebody that can get the job done. So that's why I shared with you the setup, which was a fan page on Facebook that I believe you should create. And it's absolutely necessary because you cannot create Facebook ads if you do not have a Facebook fan page. And the second thing that I show you is how to create review videos. So I showed you why you need review videos, because nowadays, anybody and everybody out there is going to look you up. They're going to go online, they're going to type your name and company, and they're going to want to know if you have good reviews or if you have bad reviews. And if you have bad reviews, then they're not going to want to do business with you. And if they don't find any reviews at all, then it's basically like if you have bad reviews, because they're going to assume that you're not busy enough, that you're not an actual expert in that market. So we got to be very strategic since the very beginning. We have to put out there content. We have to put out things that are going to make us look good and that are going to help us convert a lot more buyer prospects and seller prospects as well. So that's why review videos are very important, because we're able to rank those on page 1 of Google all the way to the top. That way, every single time somebody is Googling your name and company, your positive 5-star review videos are showing up at the very top, and you're going to be converting those potential prospects like nothing and bidding out and crushing your competition. So make sure you take a look at that if you haven't done so already. There's a whole training on your members area. So you also got access to your members area on the last video. So make sure you go and check out that video. If you have not gotten access to your members area, make sure you do that right now before you even start this video, because you want to make sure that you have all your setup ready, because your setup is going to be your foundation. And if your foundation is not set properly, then things can crumble upon you. So make sure you have that done before you start watching this video. Okay, so now if you're still watching, then I can assume that you already completed video number 1 and you already completed your setup and you're ready to proceed. So let's start on this training, how to target and create laser focused premium homebuyer audiences on Facebook. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we're going to get a little bit more advanced. And the cool thing about this training is that I'm actually showing you everything that you're going to need to be able to set up your Facebook ads. You don't have to try and figure out and waste time and waste money trying to figure out what's going to work, or trying to just figure out the Facebook platform. Just trying to figure out the Facebook platform alone took me days, actually a couple weeks, just to get that going and create one simple ad. So your learning curve here is going to dramatically decrease, because I'm just showing you exactly what you need to do on here to set up your first ad. So the very first thing that we got to do is go to Facebook.com, which is this page. I'm going to enter my email and password. Then I'm going to log in. Once I'm logged in, I'm going to go to the down arrow right here. Then we're going to go all the way down to manage ads. So by now, you should have already set up your Facebook fan page. Remember, if you don't have a Facebook fan page, which is different from your Facebook profile page, then you need to go back to video number 1 and get access to your members portal and then watch the video about creating a Facebook fan page, because you cannot go further if you don't have your Facebook fan page. So you should see your Facebook fan page right here. And we're going to need that later during the Facebook ad creation process. And we're going to click on create ads. But what we're actually, so by now, you should have already created your Facebook fan page, and it should be appearing right here under your pages. So your fan page should have been created already. If you do not have a fan page here, you have to go back to video number 1. And below video number 1, there's a button where you can get access to additional training on your members portal. So go ahead, it's 100% free. So go ahead and open an account at your members portal. And there's going to be a video back there on your members training portal that says Facebook fan page setup. You want to follow step by step and create your Facebook fan page. If you already have your Facebook fan page, then we can proceed. But please make sure that you have your Facebook fan page before we move on to the next step, because it's going to be necessary once we get to the part of the Facebook ad creation. So let's go on to create ads right here. And this is going to take us to our Facebook Ads Manager. And this is where we're able to start and create a Facebook ad. So I'm just going to click OK. Facebook is making a lot of changes because of the recent scandal that they had. So they're currently undergoing some changes in there. It does affect us because they're getting rid of a lot of good stuff, a lot of good information that we were using. But as long as you know what you're doing, you still should be able to generate enough home buyer leads at a decent cost. So we're going to click OK, get that message out of the way. And then the first thing that we want to do is we're going to be creating a lead generation ad, which basically means that we want Facebook to send us leads. Okay, so this is the type of ad that we're going to be doing. Now, today's training is going to be specifically on targeting and figuring out who your audience is going to be, who you're going to be targeting, who you want Facebook to go out there and show your ad so that you can attract the ideal, perfect home buyer to your real estate business. So that is what it's going to be today. But in order to do that, we have to start with creating an ad. So we're going to click on lead generation right here. And then we're going to name our campaign name. So usually I will name it, depending on the area that I'm going to be marketing to. So if it's Orange County, I'll do Orange County. If it's just a city specific, then I'll put the city. Depending on what it is, I will name it that way. But for now, I'm just going to put test because we're not going to actually create the entire ad. We're just going to find the targeting necessary to be able to create the ad today. So we're going to click on continue right here. And then it's going to open the first section of creating this ad right here. So this is the very first section. So at the top, you have the ad set name. So this is where you can create the name. So each campaign is going to be broken down into 3 different tabs. Once the campaign is live, you're going to see 3 different tabs. The first one's going to be the campaign name. The second one is going to be the ad set. And the third one is going to be the actual ad. So the first one, campaign, within a campaign, you can have a bunch of ad sets. So for example, you can have an ad where you're targeting only men, and then another ad where you're targeting only women, and then another ad where you're targeting only men on mobile, and then another ad where you're targeting only men on desktop. So that is the different ad sets. You could do different types of targeting. So you can split test and find out which type of targeting, which type of audience is going to give you the best and the most premium home buyer leads to your real estate business. So that is going to be the difference. And I'll explain to you. You'll learn it a little bit more as you go. Once we complete the ad, you're going to know a little bit more about that. I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up. So this is going to be the ad set right here. So the first ad set, I normally don't put the name until I know what I'm going to put right here. So again, today we're only going to focus on the targeting and the audience because this is going to be one of the most important factors of determining if you're going to have a successful campaign. This part right here will determine if you're going to have a paycheck at the end of the day. because if you don't target the correct prospects, then you could be generating a bunch of leads. But if those leads aren't highly qualified people that are very likely to purchase a home, then you're never gonna close an actual transaction, and you're never gonna have a commission check in your pocket. And this is just gonna be a waste of time and a waste of money. That's why this part is very integral to the whole entire process of creating a Facebook ad campaign. So let's go ahead and continue. We're going to go down here. So for now, we're going to ignore everything else for now, okay? So today we're focusing on this little section right here. Again, this section is very, very, very important. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to this section right here, and we're going to narrow down the location. So the first thing that we're going to go down is we're going to look at locations. And right here, I want to click on the arrow right here and just focus on people who live in this location. Now, you can split test this part as well, but I've had more luck with people who live in this location, because if you just leave it at the default, which is everyone in this location, you could be showing it to people who are just touring or are just, visiting the area. So if they happen to be on Facebook and they're within the area, they might see the ad. Now, I mean, people might think that if they're visiting the area, then they could potentially, want to, buy a house and move over here. Then if you want to go ahead and do that, then you can go ahead and test that out. You can test everything. You should always test everything. But I'm going with a sure route. And what has given me results in the past is people who live in this location. So those people are going to be more highly likely to want to buy a property because this is where they live. So I'm going to click on people who live in this location. And then I'm going to go down to right here where it says United States. So it's going to be United States by default because we are in the United States. Unless you're in another country, then this will be different. But I'm going to click the X so I can just delete this location. And now basically the whole entire world is my target. I can choose anywhere in the world to target. But of course, I'm not going to do that because I would just be wasting my money. So one of the strategies that I always do is I always market to sellers, usually within 20 to 25 mile radius of my office, depending on my budget. So if I'm just starting out, I'll probably do about 15-mile radius, and then I'll expand out as I narrow down my Facebook ad campaigns. And then I'll expand out because then my budget is probably going to grow. So then I'm going to expand out and go further away from our office. So right here, so I'm going to type in the address of my office, South, Flower. And then you're going to see that my address populates right here. So I'm going to click on the address of our office, and automatically it's set to 10-mile radius from our office. So if you're just starting out, you're 100% new, you can keep it to 10 miles. I always like to do 15 miles. So I just click in here and set 15 miles. See, 15, enter, and now it's set to 15 miles within our office. So our office is right here, and we're going to be getting all this area. We're going to be hitting this area. Now you got to be careful because, let's say for example on this one, I'm actually going a little bit on LA County territory over here. So I probably want to narrow that down because the ads that I'm going to be creating are going to be specific to Orange County. Now, I always go broad because I know what already works, and we have a little bit higher budget. It's still $5, but we usually have about 4 different ad sets for each campaign. That means we're spending about $20 a day. So since we're already doing this, I will market by county. Now, if you're 100% new, what you want to do is you want to market by city, which is going to allow you to get the best results because you're going to be targeting specifically to people who live within that city. Instead of the radius, I'm going to click on this again, and I'm going to just enter the city of Orange, which is where we're located, Orange, California. And then right here, if you click on the arrow right here where it says 25 miles, it's going to say current city only. So it's going to automatically have the radius set. So I'm just going to click on current city only. And now I'm only targeting the city of Orange, so the city where my office is located. So now one of the things that we're taught in real estate is for us to farm a specific area. Now with Facebook, you can actually farm a specific zip code, a specific city. You can do farming at a whole new level, and you don't have to be out there, or sending postcards, sending mailers. That's going to be a lot more expensive. So with $5 a day, with about $150 a month, you can actually start showing ads to just a specific zip code. And you can do that over and over and over again every single week. So I'm going to create a training on Facebook farming so that you know exactly what to do in that case. But this is just, a little bit of information in advance. So now that I have the city selected, you can also enter multiple cities if you want. So let's say I want to include the city next door, which is Santa Ana. I just enter Santa Ana. It's going to show up down here. Click on it. Now it's selecting 25-mile radius of Santa Ana. So I got to check the arrow again and click on current city only. And now I'm going to be showing ads in Orange in Santa Ana. But again, I want to be very, very specific, because the more specific you are, the more targeted you're going to be and the more effective your ad campaign is going to be. So I'm actually going to remove Santa Ana and I'm only going to focus in Orange. So I'm going to be very, very specific to just the city. Again, I mentioned that once you get it down in the city, you can expand to the county. So now when you set up an ad, you're going to be marketing to home buyers in Orange County. You're going to say like homes for sale in Orange County. But at the beginning, you can start with just a city and then just say like homes for sales in the city of Orange. So I'm going to click on the city right here. I'm going to go down, and just from experience, you want to select ages of 25 and over, because any ages below, there are buyers, but there's very few. There's a high chance that they won't be able to afford to purchase a property, especially here in Orange County where prices have really skyrocketed. So I don't want to deal with anybody below 25 years of age. Usually, after 25, if they went to college, they already graduated, they have a stable job, and they're looking to buy their first home. So 25 is going to be the minimum age required for the people that are seeing this ad. And then on the maximum, just out of experience as well, I'm going to click on the 64. So all this information, I'm actually using it from previous ads that I have ran. So now I know what actually works in my area. So at the beginning, if you don't know, you want to try at least 25, and then you could do 65 plus and just let it run. Once you have accumulated enough data, which means that you run your ad long enough, Facebook is actually going to give you all the analytics. It's going to tell you who's clicking on the ad, how old they are, what gender they are, and what device they're using, if it's a desktop or a mobile. But I have already done all that testing for you, and you can actually start with this. If this doesn't work, then you can start with a blank canvas. So if you are able to, I would start with this and then start with the blank canvas and do 2 separate campaigns so you can test both out. But just from experience, this is what has worked for us in the past. So I'm just going to stick to this. So 25 to 64. Okay, so since this is the very first campaign that I'm doing, I'm going to leave it at all. But this is something else that you want to try to split test right away. And once again, at the very beginning, if you do not know what gets you more leads, then you just want to keep it at all at the beginning, and just after about a week or two of running ad campaigns, I'm going to show you how to check your analytics on the optimization and scaling phase. That way, you're able to split test and figure out which ads you should run. But in my experience, I have seen that it's almost 50-50%, of the leads that we generate. Sometimes it's like 50% women. Women is a little bit higher than men, but you want to split test this as fast as possible, as fast as you can. Now, I'm sticking to all because we want to start with a $5 ad budget, and I want to stick to that. So if you only have $5 to spend, then that means you can only run one ad, and you won't be able to split test at the very beginning. But at least you're going to start generating leads, and you're going to start gathering data. After running the ad for a week or two, you're going to have enough data to start split test and start creating other different ads with the information that you're actually getting from Facebook, with the real results that you're getting in your area. So I'm going to click on all under languages. I'm going to leave it open because here in Southern California, there's a lot of variety of languages, so I'm just going to leave it open. So on the detailed targeting, this is where all the magic happens. So right here is where we're going to tell Facebook what type of people we want our ads shown to. So now let's kind of recap. So basically, we've told Facebook to show our ads to people who live within Orange and only the city of Orange. And we've also told them to only show it to people who are within the ages of 25 and 64 years of age. And the next thing that we have told them was that we want them to show the ad to both men and women. And it doesn't matter what language they speak. Now, when it comes to this right here, this is where we're getting to the premium home buyers. This is where we're going to try to attract only people that are highly likely to want to purchase a house. So we're going to click on here. And at the beginning, there's a lot of different research tools that you're able to do. One is Audience Insights. So Facebook Audience Insights is one of the research tools that you're able to use to be able to try to find out your perfect targeting. But you won't have to do that because that's kind of confusing. And if I show you how to do that, you're just going to get confused and you're going to give up, you're going to get overwhelmed, and you're not going to do this. So what I actually decided to do was I'm going to give you the exact targeting that I'm using in our campaign. So we've compiled a list of targeting that actually is getting us results and that makes up the best quality premium home buyer possible. So I'll just show you an example. So sometimes you just want to start typing and Facebook will suggest for you what other related keyword you want to search. So what other type of home buyers you want to search. So for example, the first thing that I usually do is renters. So obviously we're looking for people who want to buy a house, and if they're renting right now with prices going up so high, especially in the rental market too, then people are figuring out that sometimes they can buy a house and pay as much for their mortgage as they're paying right now for rent. So we definitely want to hit on renters. So once you highlight over a category right here, you're able to see right here a little bit of information about what that category is. So make sure you read that. So on the description, it says people who rent their home. So I'm going to click on renters and I'm going to add those people. So basically I'm telling people to make sure that they show this ad to people who live within the city of Orange, 25 to 64, and it doesn't matter if it's men or women. And they have to be one of these right here, which right now is just renters. But now I'm going to add something else. So I'm going to add another demographic. I'm going to add Silo. And I'm going to say, you can see right here the category also. So this is employers, this is interest. So I don't want those because these are geared for, people who are interested in this are going to be real estate agents. So I want this one right here, which is interest. As you can see right here, people who have expressed an interest in or like pages related to Silo. So those are consumers. Those are potential home buyers and potential home sellers. So I'm going to click on Silo so that it shows the ads to those people only. And then I'm going to type home. Let's see what comes up for home. I don't want homeowners. I'm going to scroll down. First time homeowners. See right here? First time home buyer. So first time home buyer, obviously, that's somebody that I want to work with. If they haven't purchased a property, then I want to make sure I do that. So I'm going to go down here to see if I find something else. No, it's not. I think this is the only one. First time home buyer. So I'm just going to click on first time home buyer. Let's see what else. There's also likely to move. I think there's likely to move. Yeah. Did I see it around here? Likely investors, no. Likely to move right here. So this is information gathered from somebody else, from another data company. So, but still, likely to move. I want to hit those. So I want my ad shown to those people. What else? Let's see. See what comes up for home buyers. First time home buyer grant. So people, that's a tricky one because that's going to depend on your skills, and it's going to depend on what type of customers you want to focus on. Because if you choose people who are interested in buyer grants, that might be people that don't have money for down payments. So I don't know if you want to take that risk. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go down. Homeowners, multifamily, home value, home type, home improvement, home value, home office, home buyer. Let's see what else. So you got to think about who your ideal prospect is. So those are things that are going to help you narrow down the perfect ideal buyer for you. And it's only going to show your ad to the people who are highly likely to convert into an actual buyer. So you got to think about you got to think about where people hang out, what they like, and you just got to enter everything that you can think about right here. And if you find something that's related to first-time buyer or a home buyer, and you feel that that's the right target, then you can just enter it there. Now, again, luckily for you, you don't really have to do this step because I'm going to give you a list of all the targeting audiences that are already working for us. So you don't have to figure this out if you don't want to. You can just enter everything that we give you. So if you have access to your members portal, there should be a section on the members portal under video number 2 where you can go and there should be a video, and under the video there's going to be a button where you can download all the targeting so that you can skip this step and you don't have to worry about any of this, because trust me, this takes a whole lot of time and it is very, very, very confusing at the beginning, especially if I show you how Facebook Audience Insights works. It's just, very confusing. I mean, after you get the hang of it, just like anything, it gets easier, but I don't want you to get overwhelmed, and I want you to take action and get immediate results. That's the whole entire point of this training, for you to skip the hard parts and just go straight to success. So I'm going to wrap it up here today because that's going to be enough information for you today. So the better targeting you have, the more quality leads that you're going to get. So remember, if you need to review this video, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to make it super simple for you. Just go to your members area. And if you have not opened an account in your members area, scroll down below this video, click on the button so that you can get access. It's 100% free. So that's where I'm putting all the resources for this training. Go in there, check under video number 2 training where it says targeting, and you're going to be able to download the entire list of all the detailed targeting. So you can just copy it and paste it into into your Facebook ad creation. So go ahead and download that and put it on your folder, because on video number 3, we're actually going to create an entire Facebook ad campaign from the very beginning all the way to the end. So we're going to create an entire Facebook ad campaign on the next training. Now, on the next training, it's going to get a lot more exciting because that's where I'm actually going to show you the whole entire process. So make sure you're ready for that. Make sure you leave me your comments, questions, any concerns you have. Feel free to leave the comments right below this video, or send me a support ticket, or go to my Facebook page and let me know how we're doing. Let me know if you're enjoying this training. Let me know anything that I can do to improve this training. And I really appreciate you being here. I hope you're getting a lot of value. I'm doing this 100% free. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next training video. Take care.